over the past couple years, I've had a very confusing love-hate relationship with gun shows. And it seems to only get worse because not that long ago, really about 5 years ago, I loved going to gun shows. It was always something exciting to do. Whenever the local gun show came to town, I got excited. My ears would perk up. I'd get a little gun show, what? And then I'd have to go. And I went because you saw so many guns. There were guns that you've seen before. There's guns that you've never seen before. There's guns that you've always wanted to see but have never seen before. It was really almost like going to a giant gun museum. And there was always, every now and then you come across a gun, you're like, that is a great price. Like, I can't believe I'm finding this great gun at this great price. And then 2020 hit and everything changed. Everything changed. The first thing we saw was gun prices spiked. Ammo prices spiked. Product depleted. Anxiety levels of the people there, it wasn't even fun anymore. I avoided them for a long time because I gotta get a gun. Everybody went into this panic gun buying mode and people fighting over expensive garbage guns. It was really just not interested anymore. And then there was like this bad to worse scenario where all of a sudden the anxiety left and people slowed down, but you'd go to the gun shows and there'd be like 50, 60 booths and maybe 2 of them have guns and they're all overpriced. And one booth has ammo and it's overpriced. And then you got like people selling siding and windows and baked goods, and it was a mess. Every time I went, I wanted my money back. I did. I kept thinking, I want my $8 back. This was a ripoff. This is not a gun show. But then you take things like the Tulsa gun show, for example. Now that's a gun show. You know, there's certain gun shows in some states that are a big deal, and it's like that. You know, it's like it used to be. You know, all the gun shows were like that before, where you go and they're just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tables filled with thousands and thousands of guns. And it just really never recovered, at least the local gun shows, so to say, you know, because again, there's certain statewide gun shows like the Tulsa gun show, there's a Houston gun show, there's a Pennsylvania gun show, there's a Las Vegas gun show, and those are great gun shows. What I'm talking about is the local gun show. You know, these local little shows that pop up every now and then, they're just terrible. And they never have recovered, you know, because now even if, it's gotten worse in 2024, and you kind of sit there and think, well, how could it get worse? Because you're sitting there going, you got a bunch of overpriced guns, you got overpriced ammo, you got, you know, really kind of, oh, look, they have Glocks, you know, haven't seen any of those before. Oh, look, they have Smith & Wessons, haven't seen any. I mean, you're better off going to a small mom and pop gun shop, you know, that you're going to see more guns because the collectors are now gone, you know, thanks to new White House rules. Collectors are not allowed to sell their guns anymore. And honestly, those were some of the best guns. And if you went to a gun show, you know, before you had about, you know, 50% kind of gun dealers, people that have a bunch of new guns that we've seen. And then you had about 50% gun collectors who had a bunch of stuff that I've never seen one of those before. Or, you know, maybe there's a certain war rifle and they got like 8 of them. You've lost that element. So ultimately what you have is you have gun shows going from these amazing experiences where things are affordable, where it's like a gun museum, just thousands and thousands of awesome guns everywhere. You've gone from that to just a few tables of guns. They're all overpriced. Just a few tables of ammo. They're all overpriced. A bunch of stuff that is not gun related at all. That's greater than 50% of the tables sometimes. And now you've taken the collectors out. What is a gun show anymore? And again, I'm talking about the local gun shows. Again, I'm going to exclude the big ones like the Tulsa Gun Show, the Las Vegas Gun Show. I'm going to exclude those. I'm just simply talking about the local gun shows. Every time I go, I just want my money back, and I think to myself, you know better, Mark. Like, why are you going to these still? You knew it would be like that. Save your $8. Save your trip to the place. Save all that. Go take a nap. It's more productive. There's better things to do, I guess, is what I'm getting at. It's really, I don't know, man. Again, I know there's some great shows out there, but they're rare. And there's like one over in that state, and then there's 2 states over there. But the local gun shows, they're just not the same. They're just not the same. And I don't know how you fix it, to be quite honest. I really don't, because, again, you just have a few tables filled with overpriced guns that we've all seen, a bunch of Glocks, a bunch of Smith & Wessons, a bunch of SIGs, like, where are the collector guns? They're gone. They're gone. They don't exist anymore at gun shows. Like, not to say people don't have old guns there, but not like before. Not like before. When you took that collector element out, you kind of, in a weird way, took a dead horse and you kicked it. You're kicking it. It's just a dead horse. You're just kicking a dead horse. And again, I'm making this video because I went just about a week ago, and I thought, let's go check out the local gun show. And it was terrible. It just, again, everything's overpriced. Nothing's interesting. Like, it's all stuff you can see anywhere. You can go to Bass Pro and see more guns. It's just terrible. I just don't understand what has happened at a local gun show and why they think they can pull this off in the first place and somehow draw in a crowd. I don't know. It's just awful. I think if you catch me at a gun show again, it's because I'm curious to see, has it gotten any better? Or I'm at one of the big ones, like the Tulsa Gun Show, or the one in Pennsylvania, like one of the big ones that are like, all right, this is a gun show. Hundreds of tables of booths filled with thousands and thousands and thousands of guns and all sorts of competition for your money, so the prices are going down. Like, that's what I'm interested in. This thing we've had since 2020 that only is getting worse, it's literally like paying to see a dead horse and watch somebody kick it. I'm just not interested. So there you go. Any thoughts or insight, definitely put it below. But really, I'd say 20 times I've been to a gun show, all I thought was, I wish I had my money back. And also, if you know of some good shows, put it below as well. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests. So please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.